Blessings, everyone. Welcome to 2026. Blessed, happy new year. I'm going to start off with a big thank you to everyone that has been supported me over the years. And to those family that are new, thank you so much. I'm here to help the best way I can with this transition that the earth is going through and that humanity is going through. So I thank you. I also want to say thank you and congratulations to everyone who did the 10 days of healing. The 9 days were free, and those who joined on the solstice for the last day. It was amazing. And what I've been shown is that what all of you as light workers have done as you've helped with the opening and transitioning your own self and healing your own self, but it's also brought forth the theme of 2026, which is going to be amazing for those that understand how to take yourself above or beyond, rise above that which is happening on the planet at the 3D level, and holding yourself there in that higher space and that higher frequency and love. So again, so those 10 days, everything that came through me from the star mothers, these cosmic star mothers, which is very important and very surprising for myself to a point, because I've been working with these star mothers since 2016. Since I've connected with them when I went inside Uluru, which is a beautiful formation in Australia. And I will explain, I explained it on the portal, but I talked about this way back in 2016 when I went inside there and had this connection with the star mothers and a star grandmother, and what it did for me and to me back then, for me to be able to bring through all this information. And they, as we, as us, call ourselves the perpetual heart. And all this time they've been writing through me and speaking through me, but in actuality, I am part of them and they are part of me. And we're all one. It's one big, as I've always said, I would see these mothers come in these individualized forms, and then they'd go into one massive big white ball of light and just work through me. But I'm not separate from them. I am actually one of them. And so that was, after I did all this work, that was a gift that they showed me after it was all complete. And it's very much connected to Lemuria. And it's very understood now why I had to go back to Hawaii again for the, I can't remember if it's the third or fourth time, and live there this past year, because I went through a lot of shifts and changes. To bring that information through, and those codes of healing through, and the tones, the sacred languages at the next level. So for those of you that did the 10 days of healing, you received that from the cosmic star mothers through me, but also I am part of it. And an amazing cosmic grace. So many of you have gone through such deep transition with it and are so blessed right now. And some of you will continue your purification from them. It was very intense, but it was very needed. So as we left 2025, in December was this deepest push of purification, because it was the final month of the 9-year, and a lot of you were really feeling it. You got through it, but some of you are still going through it now, and that's okay. Don't worry. It doesn't mean that you didn't get it. It's still happening. So for some of you that did the 9 days and you don't know where to find the 10th day, the 10th day was the only day where there was a payment for $44. It's on my website, KeleenaMailner.com, which is on the bottom here somewhere, and it's under webinars. So you got 10 days of powerful codes from the cosmic star mothers, for purification, for healing, for initiation, for activation, for the next level for yourselves. And it actually The 10th day was held on the solstice, which actually opened the gateway of truth to the next level. And I actually said that in there. And that's one of the big themes for 2026 is the gateway of truth. So we will talk about that some more. So it's about really being aligned in your divinity and speaking your truth from your heart and love. All of that happened in the 10 days, the activation, initiation, to show you how to do this, the practical tips, everything to get you there. So if you did not do those 10 days, start with day 1. I will try to put it in the, thingy here. I'm trying not to be so technically challenged. It is new beginnings this year, so I think I did pretty good with the 10 days. At the end of each video, I linked the next one right on the screen so you can click the next one. So yeah, there we go. So anyways, the gateway of truth, it's open. And even though there's been a lot of truth that has been occurring in different levels, with the 3D stuff going on in the world, this gateway of truth is actually about you, really focusing on, as you have come into the divine being that you are and realize that you are a divine human on this planet. This is what I've been teaching for years, that everyone is divine, is divinity. You have to come from that space and place of the heart this year that aligns you to your truth and allows you to speak it in the divine expression of the illuminated, Christed being that you are. So all of this is in those 10 days. And I did not know when I did that and they had me do, the astronomers had me do this, that it was actually illuminating what 2026 is going to be about. So there is a big part of this is about being present. And I went through all of this in 2025 with not having a home and just being in the high frequency and being present and trusting. Trust is a big one. I'm going to write that down here so I can dive into it a little more. But trusting that not knowing something is actually a good thing, because it allows your higher source self to actually bring to you exactly where you need to be in the moment, exactly what you need to do in the moment. So you're going to have less of those things that you're going to try to plan. They aren't going to work out, and you're going to see some kind of obstacle is going to be created if it's not aligned for who you truly are and what you're here to do. And I know I talked about this in the years past because I said that was coming, and this is the year that it is. So I wrote down this morning the things that we actually went over in those 10 days. And, there's a ton of activations through the whole videos. It's not just at the end. Make sure you listen to the whole thing. If you haven't done it, you've got to listen to the whole thing, because it's so much information, so many activations to bring you to that level, to understand and identify yourself truly with who you are. And it's amazing. So this truth, as I've been stating, the only way you find peace in your heart, and we're going to find peace on this planet, is to be in as our divine illumined self in our truth. And that truth is going to impact other people in your life, but it's also going to impact what's happening on the globe. That's why there is an importance for this, because in your truth, there are things that are happening on the globe that you do not agree with. But if you're not in your own truth about it, if you're running in fear from what they're trying to implement on the planet to continue to hold people in fear or to control in a certain way, you have to really dive into your truth and stand in your power and say, no, this is not for me. This is not divinity. This is not anyone that is of the Christ consciousness, because they would not do this to humanity. They would not perpetuate those things in ways of self-absorption and proclaimed agendas that are not of the likeness of the divine God self. So it's important for everyone to listen to these videos, to be in this space, and to stay in this space all this year, because this year is going to be Okay, I don't know what they're, hold on, I gotta write this one word down. I'll go over that in a minute. This year is going to be impactful, okay? Even though 2025 may have seemed really tough for some of you because it was a huge purification of the 9-year cycle, this year is about the new beginnings. It's a 1 year. I've been talking about this all last year. It is a 1 year. It's bringing new beginnings for you. And it is also, this month of January is a 2 universal month. Because remember, I keep teaching, you add the month's number, which is a 1, to the year number, which 2026 adds up to 1. So it's a 2 month, 2 universal month. 2 stands for so many different things. It stands for duality, and the other side stands for peace. It stands for sacred partnership. It stands for, I mean, you can go look it up. It stands for so many beautiful things, but it also stands for the things that are still within you that you have to take a look at to still heal. I also feel like it's a 2 is a number to nurture yourself because it is about peace. So how do you come to peace? You come to peace where you nurture yourself. And remember when I talked about the ruby ray in the 10 videos, that the ruby ray is the, for those of us that came in on that ray, that's one of the rays I came in on. It is the ray that is the devotion to the goddess. So the devotion to mother. But it's also the devotion to assisting others to heal themselves. But that ray is also connected to, through this, creating that new earth through you. So being able to nurture yourself, this is a year of staying in your alignment, being divinely enlivened, and nurturing. This is for January too. January, you're going to really be, it's the 1 month, the 1 year, the beginning of the 1 year, but you're really going to be planting seeds, really pushing yourself forth. If you're starting new businesses, if you're making a change with yourself, it could be inside yourself, could be outside yourself. Be very careful of changing inside yourself with plastic. Okay, because I've been shown that the diseases that are going to come up with that stuff is going to be worse than it's ever been, because before they used to put certain things and things, calling it saline, now they're putting toxicities in those things. So be very careful with what you do. Acknowledge who you are first divinely, and allow yourself to see the beauty within yourself before you go and try to change yourself, because there's a lot happening with the toxicities of the things that they're putting in plastic parts, injections, stuff like that. And I know there's a lot of people that are trying to lose weight with injections, but if you have not done the research on that, you need to do it, because the outcome of that could be detrimental. Okay, if you really need to change your body for your health and stuff, do it the right way. Okay. So I was talking about I had the masterclass for the Women's Mastery, the last one of 2025, this past Sunday. And what Spirit had been showing me the previous day when I was in meditation, and they were giving me information, is, the collapsing of the timelines happened through you, and through you really understanding, healing yourself divinely, but also the understanding that we don't need to hold on to these things. So there's going to be, through the act of spirit, of source, there's going to be like almost like an erasing in your mind, with the karma out of the false identity. Ego is going to have all the erasing happen. And for some of you, it will happen right away. For some of you, it will happen throughout the year. And that's just the disconnect of the programming. But I'm really picking that up. They're saying the word existentially, and I don't know what that word means. So we're just going to leave it there, and you can look that up yourself. I'll have to look it up afterwards. But the timelines that you have literally dedicated yourself to in this life, but also other ones, that for those of you that awaken can see your timelines or remember your timelines. Like I remember a lot of my lives when the walk-in happened, all these cell memories came forward, it was like flooded. I'm like, oh. And so, but remember, as I always teach, you're becoming the best version of yourself in this life. And so if there's anything connected to something that came through for you in this lifetime, to heal it, to reveal it to be healed, it is a part of your transformation, you transcending all that stuff. And it's almost like you're going to get wiped. And even though I got like all the stuff wiped from me when I walked in, I also had these cell memories come forth that were like, interesting, but then they were gone. They're gone because I did not need to hold on to them. And that's where they were showing me in January 1st of 2015. They were showing me, but we don't need to hold on to this stuff because that's not who we are. And everyone played roles on the planet in every way, whether you did things that weren't so nice and you did things that were beautiful. But those things aren't meant to be held on to because you're actually creating from the new and the true identity of who you are now. And that's so important. So this month, you're going to be juggling some of this. You might have those things coming up going, oh, but I was this person in this life. Yeah, but you know what? In this life and in this year, as this transition is happening, really embrace your true identity. And I talk about that in the 10 videos, okay? So, okay. The other thing I talked about in there, and this is also going to be really pushed this month, is the embodying of, like the more embodying of your true spirit self, because you're in rebirth time now, and this 1 year is all about rebirth. It's new cycles, it's new beginnings, it's new you, it's new everything. And remember, you have to hold yourself at the higher frequency and vibration. And in this holding of this space and this frequency and understanding and applying who you are, which I've taught in those 10 days, coming from that space and that reality, it holds you in this higher perspective, this higher frequency, this higher energy, to not fall into the traps of the old, to not fall into the traps of what's happening in the third dimensional reality. So it's amazing. You're going to, allow it to happen, because what this month is bringing you, and I really feel a lot of the stuff's happening this month is also applied to the new year, is a new direction. And so for a lot of you in 2026, you had to purify things. You were picked up, lifted, moved. You ended relationships. You, in 2025, you ended where you lived. You moved. All of the things that you had been holding on to that were almost like carrying baggage, carrying the weights on your shoulders that actually felt like burden, has been released. And some of you in the last 9 years, you knew this was going to be, in those 9 years, something that you had to change within yourself, and you made the choice and did it. Others of you were pushed into it because you didn't listen, or you didn't go deep enough into meditation to get the answers. So this 1 year is pushing you farther in that new direction. And so the new cycles, you're being calibrated for these new beginnings, everyone. And so some of you are going to go through that shift and feeling it emotionally, because your sensitivities, the more that you open, the more your sensitivities are heightened. And so it's either going to be mental or emotional, or you may feel it physically in some way. But just know that it's for the embetterment of yourself for the whole, because humanity is one, and we are one with Source. We are one with Spirit. So new directions abound, new beginnings. Pay attention to the 111 days, the 1111 days. My birthday is, my solar return is this month, and it is going to be a 111 day on that day. So I will be really going within to peace and in my heart to, because I always have these massive transformations, usually about 6 weeks before into the day of my solar return, which for those who don't know, solar return is your birth, the day that you were born. Okay, we're born once. That's what I love when Prince said that. Which, oh, actually, when I do the live, we'll talk about Prince. Because that was wild. But Prince actually said on an interview, he's like, celebrating your birthday ages you because you're celebrating a year. He said you only have one birthday, and that's the actual day you came into the planet. I love him. I love when he said that because it's so true. So we are celebrating this lower term. We're celebrating that it's the mark of a new a beginning for that year for you. And so depending on what your birthday can be in, let's say June, and that's the beginning of new things for you, and you start your new direction. But new directions start this month, and they will start again for your celebration of your solar return. Okay, because you will start to go around the sun again. Or the sun goes around, I can't remember. Remember, I'm not an astrologer. I just know it's a solar return. The sun's coming back to the day that you were born, and then it goes around again. Okay, that's what they're showing me, so I hope that's right. This is also, there's going to be, you know, the playing of the games and with the personal agendas of these people on the planet that are, you know, things are getting taken away from them more and more and more as you're expanding your light in your frequency. That push for them to have to release from their egos and the games they're playing. It's going to be a time for you to really hold yourself this month and stay calm and be in peace. Because it's so interesting. Everywhere that I've been staying, there has been doves. I am not kidding. Everywhere that I have been landed to stay in a home, there has been doves. And I'm like, okay, that's a sign of peace. And even here, I'm back at one of the houses I was at before. And the doves were here yesterday. And I was watching them, and I'm like, huh, there they are again. So it's a time of really staying in the heart, being in calm, being in the heart of truth. And as I was teaching in those 10 days, you will never be in peace in your heart unless you're in your truth. And that's part of the Christ consciousness. So it is a push this year, because on the solstice, we worked in that solstice portal to open this gateway of truth. And it initiated it from solstice December 21st, 2025, for this whole year at this next level. And it applies to you. So let me see if there's anything else they want to say. Oh yeah, I wrote down a couple words. So you're really going to be pushed to be present. Really be present. Really align yourself. Remind yourself to align and stay in your heart and be present and accept what Spirit is showing you for yourself on the things that you need to do. Don't let your old false identity ego to try to come in and influence decisions. You're being aligned with your true higher self, and your higher self is taking you into the places, spaces, realities, work, environments, relationships that are aligned for you in this year. And they start this month of January. So be ready. The word that I wrote down that I said before when I was talking was the guide said manipulation. So I'm going to ask them why they brought that up. There will be agendas or the narratives that are playing out on your planet that are very much a deceitful way. They are still continuing to try to manipulate humanity with their power struggles of their false identity egos. We are also going to say that many on the planet that are just awakening, there will be a grand awakening this month as well and throughout this year, but those that are just awakening are going to be the same, because they are not going to understand the levels of their development have to do with also releasing manipulation from within the self. So there are times when they want to be able to control, you can use that word instead, they want to be able to control how they are changing, how they are being forced to change. So they may be deceitful and trying to manipulate situations, and you will be able to observe them and see this as it is occurring. And we wish for you to know this. But what we wish for you to know is that you, as light workers that are already awakened and have been doing this work on the planet, we see you and we wish for you to know we love you. And we are going to say right now that we are very, and proud is not a word that we use, but we are proud of you and how you are taking yourself into your new directions and how you are listening and how you are understanding the truth of the identity of the self as being infinite beings. And so what we wish for you to know is those that are still in that form of manipulation or deceit are those that are not understanding who they truly are. So what we'd like to say is, in cosmic grace, send them love and hold that space for them as they go through their transition, because it's going to be, for them, a bumpy road. You will use those terms. We wish for you to know this. We wish for you to understand this. But we also wish for you to understand is that when this comes forth for you in a specific point or area of your life where somebody is in possibility trying to manipulate you in some ways, you really need to listen to your heart and be in your truth with these people and say, I understand what you're going through, but this is not my truth for me. And I wish for you the best. And sometimes it may end relationships. And please, as we wish for you to know this too, use the discernment at the levels of love and compassion and the lightheartedness that you truly are. And this is what we wish for you to know with this word. Kalatu ushtemania. I am. What we wish for you to know is that the star guides are coming in. The star guides for each of you, as you've come online with those of you that were ready, your cosmic self in 2025. Some of you will start in 2026, but your star guides are coming. And for some of you, you have already been working with your star guides. For Keleena, she has been working with her star guides since she was a child. She has already been in contact. They are saying contact is coming, but this is not the truth. Contact has been here, and there are been many that have seen the beings that they work with and have been accustomed to having conversations with and getting their information from. Contact has already been happening for a long time. And when we're going to say it's only that it's coming forth for those that have not had it yet. So if somebody is saying contact is coming, they're saying that's for those of you that are new. Many of you on the planet already understand that you are all part of the stars, that you are this. You are not separate from this. You were birthed from the stars. You were not birthed through Gaia. You are birthed from the stars. And we know that Keleena has said this many times. And those that have been very angry towards her for saying it, that's only because they were always in their false identity ego still and not fully in their truth and understanding at the deeper levels of who you truly are. So your star guides are coming, which you may also call your star family. So pay attention and listen. We know that she is going to be teaching this at a deeper level, and we know that she has been teaching this privately for years, but she is going to be teaching this at the deeper level for many of you to be able to have that contact with your star families and your star guides. It is what we would say simple. You just have to be open to understand and have the realization that this is happening. And it's happening for you so that you can be more in contact with all that you are. May you allow yourselves and your higher senses to flow in cosmic love, in cosmic grace, in cosmic truth, as the Christed beings that you are. Crystalline beings. She has been showing the crystalline process for 15 years. From the beginning of her time on public, she has been showing it within her body in videos. And many of you have seen it. You're leaving the carbon body because you are becoming crystalline, Christed. And for all of you, you will see this at more levels of the crystals that show up in your skin. They come to the surface as you are becoming light. As you chose ascension, this is happening. You will see it. This is why her being, as one, has been showing you this transformation through the whole time as she has been doing this work on the planet. She has shown you that she has been all light. Many of you have had a very quick, what shall we say, interpretation and a seeing of your own existence of light for a few seconds. You've seen this happen for you. For her, it happened and it lasted 40 minutes. And it is videoed, and it was placed on one of her videos, but it wasn't put up front as to not cause alarms for some of the people that have been not so kind towards her. It will be utilized again this year for all of you to understand that if you come from the stars, from the light, from the source, from stardust, what are you? You are light. You are this, and this is your existence. You're from the light, you return to the light. And this is the truth. And more of it is revealed in the 10 days that she has done on her lives here. And we wish for you to understand that so much of your physical transformation is occurring at so many levels, and it is not anything that is bad. So please trust in everything that is occurring, because you came for this. You came here to work as the light. You call yourself light workers. You came here to work as the light from the highest benevolent, unconditional, loving source that you are and that you are from. And all is well. We thank you for allowing us to speak as one. Keleena is part of all that we are as cosmic star mothers. And we send your divine love and blessings of the highest love and light. May you remember who you are. And may you shift your frequency and your vibration as you accept your truth and your transformation. Amor. Remember, all is well. All right, I love you. I'm so high when this happens. The light language that is in the 10 days of the videos is very transformational. I urge you to watch. Do not skip any of the videos. There's one that says Divine Masculine, but please remember, it is not for the Divine Masculine. It is for everyone, men and women, because you are both energetics at the cell level. You are this through the DNA. You are this. And all of the work that I do actually goes through the DNA at the cell level to initiate the change within you. So a lot of you were activated, you went through purification, you went through healing. Modalities are coming online from all of that work was done. And I put those 9 days out there for free. The 10th day is of super importance. If you haven't done it, it is on my website under webinars, or I will put the link in the comments below for you. I love you all. I wish you a beautiful January. Remember to stay on that heart and be in peace. And the way you come to peace is by being in your truth. It's going to be a beautiful year if you create this for yourself. I love you. Many blessings. Infinite love, infinite light, infinite life. Maya Kita, Maya At.